Welcome to my live stream. I'm mayohosko. Thank you so much for watching. This is hopefully going to be the last episode of the golden age of Lego live stream series. We have reached the year 1994. And this is the end of the golden age, in my opinion. So let's wait and see to see who decides to watch this live stream today. Hopefully, this will be the final episode of this series. Hey, Alexandria. Let's wait and see. And hopefully, we're going to go out with a bang today because this is the final episode of this series. Hey, roaming. Yeah, so 1994 is the last of what I consider the golden age. But it was actually the start of something new and dear to my heart. It was the start of the Islanders sub theme of the pirate sets. And it had the last of the monorail sets. And it had, in my opinion, the best airport that Lego ever made. And there's a few other things sprinkled in that year that makes 1994 a really good year, in my opinion. Yeah, so let's wait and see for other people to come into the stream, because if they don't come, then I'm ending it. So let's wait and see. Hopefully more people will come in soon. I know that someone will, yeah, and I don't care who else is live right now, because for people who actually care about me, they will be watching right now. And this is why I really want to organize weekly raider trains, because I am sick and tired of people disrespecting me. I really am. We need to better coordinate with each other so we can grow together. What do you mean about promotion message? I'm sorry that that's the case as well, but unfortunately, it's true. And that's why we're waiting to see if more people decide to watch today. Yeah, so Is there anything we want to talk about until we get into the year 1994? Because if we do have people that decide to watch, I have a lot to say about the year 1994. What about the Lego ideas? I rarely pay any attention to that program at all. I'm trying to think of some of the stuff that I need to say. Um oh yeah, 1994 was um it was the third year of the 9-volt trains, but it was the second year of getting a 9-volt train set with the motor. And what was weird about it is that in a lot of ways it was an upgrade over the first 9-volt freight train, but in a weird way there's some similarities which I want to get into if we get enough people watching today. Oh, I've already talked about how I was trying to give my thoughts about someone who left the LAN program recently, but not any, but there was barely anyone watching, so I didn't get into my full thoughts. Yeah, the 9-volt motor was a little bit screeching. I would say that the power functions and the powered up motors are a lot more quiet. I think I saw those same pictures, Alexandria. Something about an upscaled minifigure or a buildable minifigure or something. Hey Johnny, good to see you here. I want to see the Lego as well. Just waiting for a couple more people to decide to watch. And just having regular conversations until those couple more people come in. Because if a couple more people do come in, then I have a lot to say about the year 1994. Oh, I didn't see that. You'll have to send me pictures about that after the stream. You know, something I think about from time to time is why do people leave the YouTube generated numbers in their handles? Because there are ways you can edit the numbers out of your handles. And if you don't know, no, sorry, and if you do know how to edit numbers out, but you choose to keep the numbers in, what are the significance of people's numbers? It's just simple changes of settings. I'd really like to get into the year 1994. We'll give it a few more minutes and hopefully we can do so. Because 1994 has one, no, sorry, it has, um, yeah, it does have one of my white whale sets in it because it's a set that I remember looking at in old instructions and some of the pamphlets back when I got into Lego back in 2005. I didn't know that it was vintage at that point. Hey, Eunice! It's so good. It's so good to see you here. You did catch this at the right time, 9 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, I'm. So, well, we're just holding out until at least one more person decides to join the stream. I'm just holding out hope really, really bad, because I'd like to get into the year 1994, the final part of this live stream series. Mm. And then after we get into this series, I don't know what else I'm going to do. Some people have suggested that I get into talking about the dark ages of Lego. And therefore I'd want to get people's opinions about what they think are the dark ages of the Lego group. Just holding out hope for one more person. So very quickly before we get into the year 1994, what do you guys think are the dark ages of the Lego group? You're definitely not first. Alexandria was first. But when you guys think of what is the dark age of the Lego group, what comes to your mind first? Because I have a ballpark answer, which I always fall back upon. And just because it may be a dark age doesn't mean there isn't good sets within those years. Because you can pick out the best time for anything and pick out some bad stuff that happened. You can, and conversely, you can look at the worst time for something and pick out some really good stuff that happened. And just in case anyone hasn't watched these golden age of the Lego streams before, what we do is we go onto Brickset and we search for the sets and then we sort by year. And so 1986 to 1994 is only 9 years. And so you might be thinking to yourself, so why is this part 11? Well, the reason why this is part 11 is because 2 episodes there were little to no viewers at all. So I stopped after 15 minutes. So Una says the dark age for Lego is the early 2000s, but that's when your dark age started around 2003 to 2004. Interesting. So your dark age started when the World City theme came about. Hey Candy, good to see you here. Okay, let's get started, shall we? So 1994. Let's go through the sets that came out this year, and I'll give my thoughts as I scroll. Can't be a Lego year without a fire chief car. Am I right? I always found this Ice Planet set to be weird. Someone was asking about Ice Planet, if there were any sets that came out this year, and I didn't know. I said I told them I'd have to go back and watch and to see, and apparently there is, but it's unnamed, so I have no idea what's up with that. But here's one that isn't unnamed: the Ice Planet scooter. And apparently, I'm going to be home alone for the next few hours. And this was the second year of the Dragon Masters in the castle. And that pirate torso is less common than some of the others out there. And this was the start of the Outback sub theme of town. You'll see some of the others in here as well. Okay, that's why that Ice Planet set was unnamed, because it was in this town space value pack set 1722. And it also included that fire chief car we looked at. This is a Castle Pirates value pack. set 1723. I think I like this better than this, even though Ice Planet is probably my favorite sub-theme of space ever. And this was the first system a dinosaur. There was some Technic dinosaurs before this, but this was the first system dinosaur. Long before we got the molded dinosaur sets. And this was another value pack, the Barnacle Bay value pack. So it's got the Barnacle Bay set and two other smaller sets. I want to say these sets were exclusive to this value pack. The Barnacle Bay was sold on its own, set 1729. And I think these duplicates are polybag variants or something. I'm not quite sure about that, to be honest. And there are more these unnamed sets. I don't know why anyone hasn't thought to find the name for it. There's a lot of beach stuff under this interesting sub-theme of leisure. There's quite a few sets from the 80s as well under that sub-theme as well, just with a quick search. Now this was an interesting piece of gear. It's a building table, but you can see that it's really small and it actually has studs on it. It's got the Lego logo plastered in the middle, and it's got studs on the side, and the table legs fold up. So it's like for portability or something. I hardly see anyone talk about that thing. I think this was the biggest of the Dragon Master sets that came out this year. Set 1906 and Magisto's Tower. I've always been interested in these black wall pieces with the yellow printings for dragons. Those are quite valuable pieces. See if anyone else is in the chat right now. Oh, we got some more people that came in. Let's say hello to them. There's Dina. Hey, Dina. Good to see you here. And Clever Pig. Long time no see in my live streams chats. Good to see you here. We're covering the year 1994. And this is the last episode of this live stream series. Some people want me to cover the dark ages of Lego after this. So not only let me know your thoughts about the sets from 1994 as we're covering them, but also let me know what you guys think the dark ages of the Lego group are. I have a ballpark answer. Some people have already shared their thoughts about that. A lot of Duplo sets don't have pictures, unfortunately. And I talked about this in previous episodes, but this windmill piece, I remember playing with that piece, and also these blue fences as well. I remember playing with those pieces from a Duplo set from a doctor's office I went to when I was young and innocent and didn't know better. Well, that's a nice set. The Duplo family 2608. We are family. It's interesting to get all those Duplo figures in there. Ah, that's a good Duplo set. The Octane motorbike transporter. Y- You know, this really puts into perspective how small the Duplo cars were compared to the figures, and how oversized the motorbikes were compared to the Duplo figures. Actually, some pretty good Duplo sets, including a train bridge. You don't see bridges in the system trains, but you do in Duplo trains. That's a big one, Granny's house. Lot of pastel colors in there, including that weird green. That I want to say that weird green wasn't the medium green, but I might be wrong about that. Because if it wasn't the medium green, I want to say that was only seen in Duplo and Belleville or whatever. I don't know if that is the same medium green that was featured in system sets like Paradise, and now we're getting into some of the train sets. That's a road and rail repair, because it has the regular car wheels and the small train wheels. It's an excavator, like my other channel, Excavator Digger TV. That's a car transport, and this is a much smaller version of a 12-volt train set. Much more simpler in design compared to a 12-volt train set that came out in 86. And this was that freight train I was talking about earlier. Because compared to this is set 4564, the freight. It's an upgraded version of the Loden Hall Railroad that came out in 91. The locomotive is bigger. Um, it has a little bit more interesting design for a flatbed, because it has that swivel feature. Instead of instead of two flatbeds, it includes one and a hopper at the back instead. And the goods van, aka a boxcar, doesn't just have empty room inside. It includes that same tipping feature that you see in the hopper, and instead of a generic van, it's branded for the mail, because you can see that envelope sticker, and the cargo inside that is a delivery package. It's kind of weird how they just chuck people's packages out the side there. And also you can see that the branding for this red container thing also has the male emblem on it. So that was very much kind of a male train. Now getting into some of the service packs. This was a good one to get all of the printed slopes in it, including my boy Ice Planet right there. But you'd also get Space Police and the regular police. I think one of these. Yeah, I think this one was also Ice Planet. That there's the Ice Planet logo. There's the Space Police logo. There's the Octane logo. Uh, this one was also for Ice Planet. A lot of good stuff in there, and also with the pyro accessories. To get that sprue of the feathers would have been really nice. And once upon a time, they put the gold coins on a sprue as well. Well, there's castle accessories. Getting more of the feathers on the sprue right there. Let's get past these service packs. some of the universal joints in there for the Technic theme. And we're getting into model team, but let's see what other people are talking about. And let me just do something on my phone very quickly while I read what you guys are saying. What's going to happen tomorrow, Adina? Okay, let's get back to this. Yeah, some model team was still going strong. Not as many people I hear talk about this as much as the others. At least the big rigs. This is transporting a plane on the back of it, which is rather interesting. And there's some of the Belleville sets. So I'm just trying to multitask. Where is it? There it is. And this is a set that I grew up with. King Kahuka, set 6236. Yeah, I grew up with that. A throne in the middle of nowhere. I always found that weird. I also grew up with this, the crocodile cage. This was my first and only pirate from back in the day. The islanders imprisoned him. I always found it interesting how they used spears as jail bars. This was my introduction to the brush bush and the crocodile. I thought the box art was the coolest thing back in the day. I don't think I have the instructions for that anymore. And then this was my quote unquote pirate ship. It's the Islander Catamaran, set 6256. I still don't know what to do with those canoe pieces or the sails because I took the set apart a long time ago. I wish I had some of these bigger ones. King Kahuka's Throne, Forbidden Cove. And this is one of my white whales, set 6278, Enchanted Island. That is a thing of beauty. Just look at that. That is a thing of beauty. They did borrow a lot of the tiki vibes for the Islanders. And for those who don't know, the model team theme was a precursor 30 years or 25 years before the creator expert large cars that are now the Icons cars we know today. But yeah, in Enchanted Island, that is one of my white whale sets that sells for a lot of money. This is probably my favorite of the police surveillance vehicles they ever made, or like the mobile commander bases. This is probably my favorite of that genre. I believe this was the original. So I believe this was the first of those to include a trailer. But yeah, a lot of cool features on those, and you can see that it has the five wide section in the cab, and this is actually a 6 wide trailer. They were starting to do that back then. A lot of people have nostalgia for the Pizza to Go. This was the first set to include the pizza piece. Pizza to Go set 6350. It's funny that this was AKA Mama's Pizzeria. That's funny. Here's Paradisa. Johnny, where are you at? Where you at Johnny? Johnny, are you still here, Johnny? Are you still here? Because Paradisa, sun is shining all day. The Sidewalk Cafe, set 6402. I like this because it had the printed tiles for the 4 flavors of ice cream in it. And there's the Cabana Beach, set 6410. Actually has a sticker with the Paradisa name on it. I think that was the first time they name dropped the sub theme of town in one of the Paradisa sets. I own this set, the Rebel Roadster, set 6538. Some people might remember when I reviewed this set, but I unlisted that video as a Patreon exclusive. So if you want to see my review about this set, consider joining my Patreon. I need to edit the description of this stream to put the link, to put all of the links, and so then you'd be able to go and pledge to me on Patreon. This is another one of my white whales, set 6543, the Sail and Fly Marina. So good. This was another set like the Enchanted Island that I remember seeing in the catalogs and instructions and really wanting, but not knowing that came out 10 years before I started collecting Lego. And this is my favorite airport ever, set 6597, the Century Skyway. This was remade in 2004 and retitled Lego City Airport. This was in the last year of the Lego Legends theme. And if anyone in the chat knows what the Lego Legends theme was about, tell me about it and I'll give you a cookie. That is a nice set, the Cabana Beach. I really liked the beachy sets in the Paradisa sub theme. We no longer have the system theme because system was the theme. Now we have individualized themes. Like City and Harry Potter and Star Wars and Friends and Ninjago and Marvel and Dreams. Back then everything was just under the one theme because Lego didn't think to separate or give exact names for even sub-themes back then. Some stuff had their own logos, but everything was everything in the 80s was branded under Legoland. Everything in the 90s, except when Star Wars came out, was branded under System. Now we're getting into some of the space stuff. You can see the ice planet amongst some of the other factions of space back then, with the space explorers. And now we're getting into Spirius. I always found this flying saucer to be weird. I really like the robots from Spirius. This is the Recon robot, set 6889. That was this was the little brother of those robots. This is a better flying saucer, the Saucer Centurion, set 6939. That's a much beefier version of whatever this is. And this is the little brother to this behemoth right here, the Robo Guardian, set 6949. I will remember seeing this in catalogs and in pamphlets and instructions and wanting it. That's just such a cool design. That's such a cool design. The Robo Guardian. And this is one of the weirdest HQ type sets in any space subtheme, in my opinion. The Lunar Launch Site, set 6959, because they have the rocket or whatever it is coming out of the big ugly rock pieces. It's on a ramp and pit raised base plate. Has an equally ugly small flying saucer in there. Has a little rover, but the main room HQ thing, it's just one of these quarter dome pieces. But this is the big daddy, because this was also the first year of Unitron. We get the monorail transport base. This is the only monorail set to include the switch tracks in it. Set 6991. Look at that beautiful thing. The Unitron sets were actually kind of bad. This was by far the best of the Unitron sets. Exactly. I'm going to give you a cookie. Some of those sets came out long after the Legends theme. I'm not as interested in the Technic stuff. If you're interested in any of this stuff, let me know, because I'm not, personally. This supercar wasn't all that super, I must say. That wasn't all that super. They did start getting into keychains back then. There's an Islander. Brick Kicks was still going strong. Oh, they actually put the Robo Guardian on one of the covers. And yeah, that was the end of the year 1994. Not as many sets as 1993, but in my opinion had the better sets than 1993. So let's take a quick scroll back. Just to skimly brush over what came out in 1994. Someone at Brickset really needs to try get photos of some of these Duplo sets. I don't know what's stopping them from getting the photos of them. Because there would have been catalogs back then to document what they looked like. It's not like back in the 70s when they didn't put everything in the catalog. So very quickly, I'm going to say what are my top 4 favorite sets. I could do a whole top 4 based upon nostalgia if I really wanted to, but I try to take nostalgia out of this. Number 1 is the monorail transport base. Sorry about that loud motorbike outside. Number 1 is the monorail transport base. Number 2 is Enchanted Island. Number 3 is Sail and Fly Marina. Number 4 is Century Skyway. This was a pretty easy year to pick apart, or to pick out what my 4 favorite sets were. Is there anyone still in the chat? Because honestly, this is a bittersweet ending to this series, because for 2 reasons. One, I really like going back and looking at Lego's old sets from the past. But also, the later we've got on to this series, was a bad time for me, because so many of my viewers have stopped watching me for whatever reason. I don't know where they've gone. I don't know if it's just that they quit the community. Maybe people got busy doing their taxes. Maybe people aren't impressed with the sets that are coming out these days, and so they don't feel the need to be online to talk about it. Whether it's just one of those times of the year when not as many people in the Lego community are online. I'm still trying to find out what happened. So I'm going to quickly edit this stream. So no, we don't want to do that. Want to go to customization, and we want to get out a redirect. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, we got that out now. Yeah. Yeah, so this has been the end of the golden age of Lego. After this live stream, go raid a brick together. Just put out the YouTube redirect. So if you have autoplay enabled, you'll be automatically sent over there. If you don't, you'll see a message at the top of the screen to click or tap, and then you'll be able to go over there. So thank you for watching this live stream and this live stream series as a whole. It is appreciated. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. I'm going to see what some of the other people out there are doing today, and then I need some more rest before I continue doing more assignments at grad school. So I'll see you on my next live stream, which will hopefully be this same time tomorrow, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.